Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle, Desrochers, and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night segment of The Outer Realm. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network, UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 FM from the Gulf Coast, 107.7 FM from beautiful New Orleans. We are fully sponsored by the amazing people over at Folgers Coffee, who have been a part of our journey since the very beginning. So thank you, Folgers. We couldn't do it without you, nor would we want to. Also, big thank you to Justice Snicker, a.k.a. Dr. Snick, the Sonic Surgeon, for the contribution of his time, his music, and his voice for the intro that you just heard. He is an award-winning composer of Halloween, horror, sci-fi, and dark wave electronic music, which can be found on all of your favorite music streaming platforms. Also, big thank you to Steve McGinnis, the artist behind the banners and logos here at the show. Specializes in the horror genre as well, but does great commission pieces of all sorts and can be found on Facebook and Instagram. So tonight we welcome a good friend, Ed Odell, and he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun, and he's going to talk about his views on the paranormal. He's going to talk about, some of his experiences, and I know he's going to touch on paranormal unity. He's really big on it. He's been very successful at it. And that's probably just for starters. And from what I understand, Ed is going to be at work. So we're going to essentially be catching him. I'm getting an error message somewhere here. Sorry for the distraction. We should be catching him probably coming off and on. So we're going to have a little bit of patience. And I see Roku's giving us an issue. So 1 second again. I'm going to try this again and see, because we want to make sure we get him.
I'm getting signals with the bun on my head.
Oh,
it's
nice.
like, I see it.
All
and I'm
right,
like,
there we go.
Hi.
Okay, so that should do it. I'll get back over here. And all right. Here we are. Hello, everybody. Hello, Michelle. Ellen, hello. Carolyn, Ethereal Encounters, guys. She's on every Thursday night, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, great name.
Oh, yeah. She's got great guests. I've done it. I've been on it. A great guest.
She is.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Yes, man. Sent you the link. There we go. I'm pretty quiet. Hello, Carolyn.
Hi,
Hello,
Carolyn.
Wayne is here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everybody's chiming in, which is great. So again, guys, without further ado, we're going to bring on our friend and special guest. Just let me know when you were ready, Ed. Yeah. No. Yeah. Good. All right. Here we go.
Hello. No hat.
Hello, ladies. Hello. No hat. No, I'm not allowed to use such things here at the truck world. No.
Oh, no. Okay, I have that.
That's the horror.
The horror. I know.
The horror.
Absolutely sucks. But it's okay.
People just don't appreciate a good top hat anymore. That's what I say.
Yeah, well, it's getting popular. Just like the circle rim glasses I wear. Everything's getting popular now.
It's true.
Yeah,
Wayne wears those.
I don't think the Harry Potter glasses ever really go out of style. And I call them Harry Potter because people are more familiar than saying way back during,
the way back.
Yeah, the Victorian times.
Yeah.
But they're really cool glasses. And I believe like Wayfarers, they just don't really go out of style, or Pilot glasses,
right.
Those three, I think, are just classics.
So you are
horror.
here, and we appreciate you being here tonight. And it's kind of like open forum. We can kind of talk about anything that you like. I know.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just
Uh-oh.
we never know where things are going to go. It's spooky month, and I know you know, obviously you're involved in many different levels of high strangeness. You research a lot of stuff, like I research a lot of stuff, and I completely get that. Everything connects, right? But I think
That's
for
right.
me, it started off, at least to my knowledge, it started off, you know, within the paranormal. And I came to find out after the fact that it was a lot more after that. So what was it for you? Is it experiences, or did you just, as a child, did you just kind of wake up and go, I think I'm going to get into paranormal?
Oh, we're going down that rabbit hole already. All
We
right.
are.
Well, first off, I got to make a point because this is something that we don't talk about,
Okay.
and then I'll get into that part of it.
Whatever
As
you
soon-
want. It's like kind of like your show right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
No,
you,
no,
David.
no.
I
I see my controller, my handlers here, Rhonda Harris.
Yes, I know. We
That's
brought it
another
up.
show. That's a whole MK show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When it
Oh my
comes to the
God.
The dirty.
paranormal, I'm get to be goofy tonight. I'm not on my show, so I can be myself somewhat. Um,
Well, I'm
So
always goofy. I've got a
I don't
hoodie
have
on.
a
I'm
flusher, though. I'm
freezing.
just saying. I don't have a flusher. Right.
Yes, right?
girl. Yep.
I think I'm
We're
coming
the
down with
montage.
something. We're in a group. We're gangsters.
I don't have one. Sorry.
We're
More
gonna
like
hump
Suicide
your-
Squad gangsters, but gangsters.
That is. That's right.
No.
You Psycho Funkopus. Anyway, okay. So, the one thing about the paranormal, the supernatural, and the spiritual, there's subcultures. I want people to understand that. Yet it be gothic, yet it be steampunk, yet it be scientific, spiritual. There are subcultures within the culture. And they have
Right.
come into the paranormal in the last 12 years, and they're getting really, they're finding their root. Okay. And I
Mhm.
think that's really cool because people are finding their identity. Full circle. So in identity, I was actually I got to make sure I'm watching out for Rhonda. She'll give me the finger. Nope, don't say that or say that. I'm just kidding.
Go get him,
Um,
Rhonda.
Yeah, better that than Sarah. Sarah be like, "What you do?" Yes, ma'am. But I was actually raised into the paranormal. It's not something I didn't have all right, I did have an experience we could talk about in a few minutes. But
Sure.
I mean, basically, my father was an Air Force intelligence officer during World War II. He worked directly for some very important people. My mother was raised here in Virginia at Peaks of Otter, which is in the mountains, Shenandoah Valley. Both of my parents are Methodist preacher children. So both my grandfathers were Methodist preachers.
Wow.
Yeah. So having one side and one side, then having a father who is into the scientific, paranormal, cryptic,
Oh,
Yeah.
and a
Yes.
mother that's bound by Appalachian thought and religion. Okay. Made it very interesting. My grandmother was Anne Chaplin, who is one of the dominant spiritual mediums during the 40s, 50s, and 60s here in Virginia. So
aren't you a horseshoe?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I need to be changed. Time to change me out.
No, I think it's fantastic. Like, how fortunate.
I sat there and I looked at my dad's memoirs, and I'm glad you said that, Amelia, because I don't think I've had that much of a life. I'm like, I've made my life, but I'm not like my father. But then I look back and going, my God, look what I've done. Look at the things I've experienced, the places I've been. And I'm going, I could write about 5 books right now and separate them in categories: relationship, paranormal, supernatural,
Mhm.
And
Well,
I kinda-
relationships and supernatural could be lumped into one.
Mm.
I've come across a couple.
So can asylum,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's another whole rabbit hole we can go on to on the asylum.
Yeah, they need to bring them back. Just saying.
Some cases, but for the most part, going into the history part of it, we don't want them to come back because it took women's rights away.
Not that
So-
way. I mean, in the proper way and in the right way for today. I feel like a
agree.
lot of people are going misdiagnosed and not getting
Amelia,
the care
I was
that they
making a
need.
joke. I was making a joke.
Oh, sorry. It's almost Friday. It's like,
And I'm kind of scary with this bright light. For some reason, makes me look like a ghost. I don't.
you look great.
It is the season. Just
This is
saying.
the season.
Yeah.
Okay, Casper.
Exactly.
No, seriously. And hello, everybody. I'm not ignoring you. I see your comments, and I'm sorry. I get focused.
Oh, I
I'm
just
like a
flash things
squirrel.
up as we go. So
Yeah,
if there's
no.
something you need to address, I'll highlight it and you can grab it at will. So so go ahead.
Righto.
I know that I kind of left that open ended.
You did. You did.
I know.
And I'm out of my cage, so be careful.
You're loved by
I
many,
think-
Ed.
Again, you're saying stuff that are hidden. Stop it, woman. 2022, I really thought about that because I did, when I had my heart attack in when was it? 2020.
Oh,
And
no.
that was a change in mood. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But it opened
It's
my
scary.
mind and I saw how
Yeah.
things went down. And it's scary as crap. It is.
Mhm.
Especially when nobody's around.
Yeah.
You wonder if you have friends. And there's a lot of people that said they wish they could have been here and have been around for it, but they weren't here. And others were claiming to be friends and they weren't there. And that's okay.
Mhm.
I got me. I'm with myself. And I've got my family. My heart attack brought some of my family back together, which I'm thankful for. But I have gone through a lot of changes. A lot of changes.
It's a journey, isn't
even
it?
when-
An
it's a
awakening.
journey. In some form, yes. Awakening is a better word because you're acknowledging the people who say one thing, the people who act on another direction, those who care. You quietly find out who those people really are.
That happens even when you lose someone. You really learn who's really there. Yeah.
That's very true, unfortunately. That's happened in my family. So I can say, yes, it brings people together and tears people apart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, difficult times. There were difficult times, but you went through it, and it opened different doors for you, I imagine.
Oh, it did. Absolutely. I'm just seeing here, Alan said lost a 21-year-old cousin of a heart attack.
Really sorry, Alan.
Heart
So
attacks are
sorry.
really tough, Dave says the same thing.
And it's so many different types. It's not just one type.
No.
I mean, my mother had massive heart attack, lasted 4 days. It didn't get her right away. It got her a few months later because it did so much damage. But I think when, I don't want people to say, because I know Sig's like, I don't find heart attacks interesting. I get it. But when for her as well, pretty much like what you're saying, it was an awakening of sorts. Some people experience that and they become someone else. If you can survive it, and many do, so people are fortunate enough to survive something like that.
Yeah, my brother didn't.
Yeah, she didn't survive it for too long, but I'll tell you, it changed her in a lot of ways for her remaining time.
Well, what got me on that was, I don't know if y'all remember or recall Sheila Gay. But a month later, I lost my sister to the same thing. And, she was the co-founder of the Rift. And to have
I'm so sorry.
She was amazing. She is amazing.
That's
one of the things. I don't harp on the heart attack. I'm like, dude, it happened. It's not a thing.
You're a survivor. And you're a survivor.
You help people by talking about it, though.
Yeah.
Yes. And with losing her, that changed a lot of things too. So, going through
It's hard
some
to
rough
lose a
times.
sibling.
It really is.
Especially
Blood.
when your parent's still alive. It's like, oh my, yeah. It's hard to watch, and it's hard to go through it. I remember having to take care of my dad a lot. I was so scared that he would unalive himself, and he buried 2 children. So it was just, that's tough. But yeah, it does change your life, and it changed all of our lives when my brother passed away. Suddenly he was 51, and it changed all of our lives. We all changed the way we were living. So it's a ripple effect.
It actually changed
you if you survive it, and it's a ripple effect for everybody who's left behind.
Yes.
If you don't, so.
But did you find from that point, Ed, that you just said, okay, like what Amelia's saying, like, I have to look at certain changes? Like, I was in a severe car accident many years ago. I came out of it. I started out with an I don't give a hell attitude, because it's like, throw caution to the wind, jump in with both feet, don't look both ways, just totally test it, test that. But then you snap out of that, and that's when that next stage comes of like, okay, I'm grateful to be here, and now changes have to happen, right?
You know what? At that point, it was a change that was well needed. The situation I was in, the relationship I was in, where I was all wrong. And in a lot of ways, it woke me up to that. I still gave too much, but at the end, I was able just to disconnect and go, no, boundaries up, bodies out. This
Good
is
for you.
not, yeah. And I just wasn't going to deal with the situation and all that anymore. And I made the move. And, again, Rhonda was right there beside me. I've got to give her props, talking about a true friend. We've been friends since 14, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, because I know y'all.
Hey, Rhonda.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was changing. Not so much more for the paranormal, more so a drive for me. It gave me a new drive, a new outlook. So in changing, Amelia, I'll go with that. I guess it did change me a little bit in that direction. I'll go with that.
I know someone who was married for almost 30 years and this person's very close to me. That's why I don't want to give names, but had a heart attack, and they were married, I don't know how long, and she left because she couldn't deal with it. And I was just what? What?
When you're done with the stress, it's done. And if it takes this much of a wake-up call to realize, okay, hold on. Okay, center, no cussing. Got it. Okay, so
that's a big one.
FM. Just remember FM radio.
Yeah,
that's right.
Fine.
Mask. Okay, when it comes to the fact that you no longer will allow those things that caused you to have it to begin with to affect you, that's when your life changes. That is the change. That is, some people say, well, you turned hard. No, I became me by creating boundaries, which I use today.
Isn't it funny how sometimes when you better yourself, it makes other people uncomfortable?
Yes, all the time.
That's crazy. Wow.
It's sad. But it's because human nature,
you took them out of their comfort zone.
This is true. But we all have a certain amount of narcissism, and that bruises their ego. So, okay.
You have a journey that everybody could follow along at the same time. Yeah. We have to keep going. And if they can catch up, wonderful. Sometimes they never do.
Yeah, it's sad because we all have the same,
and you know who doesn't at that point, right?
Yeah. And we all have the same amount of time. We all have 7 days and 24 hours. What you choose to do with it is your decision, but don't hate on someone because they're bettering themselves.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Don't
You should be
trash
cheering them
back
on.
or yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like,
Exactly.
my goodness.
Now I don't talk negative about that or her or them, but
No,
I do not bring them up. I'm not wasting my energy on anger,
no.
frustration, or any of that. I'm aiming
Good for
that
you.
towards my network and my group and my
Yeah,
society.
good for you.
Boundaries are
You're moving forward with your life and doing
absolutely.
what you need to do.
I
Good for
did a lot
you.
of shadow work. I did a lot of shadow work. I was not a
Yeah.
nice guy.
That's
Look,
a tough
It
one.
happens. It happens
well, look,
sometimes.
I
Yeah.
make this statement. I say this on air. I'm not always a nice guy. I don't always wear a white hat. Sometimes I ride with the bad. Sometimes I ride with the good. Good people do bad things, and bad people do good things.
Yes.
I chose to look and do the shadow work to go, I got some bad qualities I need to work on.
It's called
I know
balance.
myself. Exactly.
Good for you.
Taoism. Total student of
Yeah.
Taoism.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Sorry, I'm getting dinged.
I didn't hear anything.
I'm also a producer,
Why?
so things come in at all times. It's like, hello on the show.
Mhm.
Leave her alone. Give her 2 hours.
She's on air.
Only 2 hours. I know. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to be dinging away, but I'm dinging. So, I know. So
Well,
it is a life change, and in doing all this, because when you decide, when you sit there and decide, okay, I'm done, and I'm going to leave people behind in all this. Some people stay at arm's length, some people are right within your immediate circle, and then you have those who, it's like, oh, hey, how's it going? You're cordial, they're there, but you make these choices. From there, where do you decide? What was your drive at that point? Where did you decide that you wanted to just jump into something that maybe you wanted to delve into, didn't want to delve into, but got pulled into?
wow, that's a loaded question. I actually don't know
We have
what.
2 hours.
Yeah. Thanks, Amelia. I don't know which way to take that question, because it's happened a lot.
Mhm.
We all have that. We all get manipulated. We all get hit by deceitfulness, or what we call the human mask. Of we think we know somebody, and that's not who they really are. They change themselves to fit the situation, so they think it's good for them or what's best for them, but they can only keep a face, a mask, for so long.
100%.
Can
100%.
can I be devil's? I've been playing devil's advocate for 2 days now. What's going on? This is not like me.
I like it.
What if the aha moment was you saw who they really were? They didn't change, but you did. You are you now. Oh my God, I'm starting to sound like someone who's running for office, and I won't say her name.
Gary. No.
But
It is
you know what I mean?
possible.
Like maybe they were just always that way, but you had blinders on because you loved them, or you
Yes.
didn't want to see it, or you didn't want to face it. So there's a different
That.
aha moment.
I'm using a Keith Ottersberg. That.
Okay.
That's what it was. I felt the instinct, my intuition, and I'm not talking just relationship, because I just don't want to go focus it on that situation. But
No.
I have walked into situations, and my intuition's going, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Stop! And I'm like, nah, it'll be okay. I'll make it work, or it'll be fine. It's not what we think it is. Wrong. Anyone got some glass with water in it? Ding, 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 ding. I'm just saying. It happens more so than I would have liked to admit it, but it has many times.
Happens to a lot of empaths, a lot of empaths.
So a lot of my family, blood family, have abilities. The one thing,
there's my blood family just waved. I just
Hello, Jessica. I will tell you that I don't claim to have anything. I have a pretty good look. I will say this: I got a pretty damn good intuition for a man.
Mm.
I'll say that, man. But I don't have the clairvoyance that my brothers, my sisters have, what my grandmother has. I think we're given certain abilities, or it's passed down, but it's kind of like, well, you get this and you get that. Sometimes I feel that way. I'm more on the scientific side. I'm more like my father. I work with spiritual and supernatural. I deal with I don't even know. We won't even go into that yet. But I will say, I do work with the paranormal on a scientific side. I will say. So
I
have
understand that.
Yeah. So I have a lot more of my dad in me, where I do. A lot of people come to me to ask me questions and debunk. Yeah, sure. I'll help you. What do you got? Can I help solve it? Is there a real issue? Is there not an issue? But as far as that goes, I should have listened where I didn't.
So are you more Dean than Sammy on Supernatural? I've never asked anyone that before, because I relate to Dean, because he always says, I don't, like he says to Sammy, you believe everything and I believe nothing anyone says. And I find that not in my close, intimate relationships, because I'm probably the stupidest person when it comes to that. But when I'm doing
Never
other
say
stuff,
that.
no, I am. I can be very, very, no, that's a whole other show. Like, I don't want it to be an Oprah moment, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, are you that person where Dean's character is always like checking to make sure everything fits, and Sammy was always like the compassionate, you got to help
Michelle, go ahead and put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it up there. I already see it. Rhonda.
Oh, thanks, Rhonda. That's what I thought.
Yeah, see, I don't even see myself as there's a unique group of circle that I'm in. We do look at our traits and all that. I'm Bobby. I'm definitely
I forgot about him, and he's like the player. He's the best one there. You get angry, but you help anyways.
Right. Yeah.
And you're always there.
I'm looking, I'm going, what the hell are you doing? But it's I'm the Bobby. I was, and they are right. My that circle of family that has this little thing, they are right. They nicknamed me Bobby with a good reason. Hey, Richard. So
that's a compliment in so many ways.
I do.
Yeah, everything's perspective.
Yes, everything, and there's a multiplicity of amount of possibilities. So it is all about perspective.
Well, he's a well-loved character on that series, so that's a huge compliment. We all love his idiots.
Yeah, that's
like one of the best. Yeah, involved. Yeah, that's one of the best shows.
So what are your views typically when it comes to the paranormal? Because I mean, we've got television that has one view, then we have the realists, then we have those who just do it because they want to be on television, and you come down full circle again.
Sunday night, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get me back for Sunday night. I know what you're doing.
I did it. I don't know. What did
you need to go look at the archive. Go watch it, because you got to get ready.
Yeah.
You're mine 2025.
I got 3 brothers. I can handle anything. Anything.
Okay. Everybody ready? Everybody get ready to get upset, angry, mad, laugh, joke, ha ha ha, or think I'm an idiot. That's whatever you want. First of all, we don't know anything about the paranormal. We know nothing. We assume we know. We assume that the equipment works. We assume that we have the idea of what a ghost, a spirit is. We assume what aliens are. Holy mother. We have so much to look at, so far to go than where we're at right now. Now, you open this gate. Remember this. Entertainment wise, I will say this. and I respect anybody, and you too, Michelle. I respect anybody that's, you do your thing, you have your thing. I just want
Well,
people to remember out there, I put my pants on just like you. One
yeah,
pants leg at a time.
yeah.
You're no different than me. In fact,
I
made a
jumped into
network.
both of them. What are you talking about?
No, that's
Right.
no. It is very difficult. It's one of the reasons I retired from it altogether. I just got tired of the whole narrative behind it, and it got to a point where it even the industry itself just sort of left a bit of a taste in my mouth,
It was great at the beginning and
Yeah.
went somewhere. And you know what? Props to these YouTubers and those out there that are trying to do their own thing now. Props to them. Because
Well, at least you have creative control. Because if you're filming, you don't have creative control. You have to follow the narrative. Period.
Exactly.
Eventually, it's going to go down for paranormal television because
You're
the
hindered,
social media is going, and it doesn't cost anyone extra to stream it.
Exactly.
And they have, like you said, Michelle, creative control. They're going to find some respect from a lot of people if they're credible and they have integrity. They can make their own money.
That's right.
Yeah.
It makes it really, really difficult. And much like yourself, I've turned down lots, In fact, I was asked to create when I retired, I was asked to create a show that I would come out of retirement to do. I created a show in about 10 minutes and it got sold without my knowledge or taken. And it's a very popular show that's on right now. That's all I can say about it.
That is the one thing. Exactly. It's
a shame because Michelle would have done it so much better because it's hers. And you have so much integrity and you have the respect and the fans to follow you. And it's their loss.
Yep.
Well, thank you. But I mean, I'm glad it was good enough to swipe.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
It's still enjoying it. It's into its 4th or 5th season now.
You got to be proud of that.
It's what I do. I consult. Well, I am. I consult, I create, behind the scenes. And I created something that I'm glad that people are enjoying. I'm sure they tweaked it to make it their own. But it's just like, okay, well, it is what it is. But it just, again, reminded me why I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's that aha moment to rejuvenate.
Yes.
Maybe the batteries need to be rejuiced up. Maybe we just needed to settle, breathe, so we can get back in the game. I agree.
I think maybe Michelle was needed more. They needed people. She didn't have the time as much. And then when you stopped doing TV, but when you stopped filming, you had more time to help people. And that's probably the thing behind it, right? What do I don't know what I did. Sorry. Literally just went like this and the mouse went.
No.
I'm like,
wait, I think we all have our roles. We all have our roles to play. That's just how I leave it,
Yeah.
And those roles, those things shift. Those things shift around, and we evolve. We keep growing, and you find your way, and to where you're supposed to be, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to be negative. All right. I'm really trying hard at times because I can go down that road really quick. By all means, I really can. There are people out there in the entertainment field that don't deserve to be there. And because of their demeanor or how they treat others or the lies and manipulation they use to get to where they are. Okay.
There's so much of that right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Burn them.
Yeah.
And there's people that are working hard. All right. They are people that are working hard. But the overall... Okay, here's the one thing that really, you shouldn't open this door. But now I get to talk. The one thing
it's open. Go crazy.
The one thing
we're here for you. We got your back.
There are people out there that upset me to no end because they go to these, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, to these Paracons, which shouldn't even be called Paracons. It should be called Paranormal Expos because it's not a convention. It's an Yeah, right.
I've never been to one.
I've turned down doing them, actually.
Never been.
I've been asked for years to participate, and I was like, And you know who kind of got me away from it, ironically, was when I met Lorraine Warren, like years and years and years ago. She goes, "Dear," she said, "if they want to hear you talk, they'll come to you."
Funny that.
And you know
And I'm
what?
going to leave it there.
She was just, love her or hate her. I adored her. She
No,
was just, in
I
the
love her.
company, the time I spent with her, she's very, very kind and just very, very laid back. I think we
Beautiful
get to see
soul.
people for one-on-one, and then you get what the image is.
You're so lucky
Yeah.
you had that moment with her. I
A
felt
couple,
like
yeah,
she was just
yeah,
an
a couple of times.
incredible,
I was treated like royalty over there,
yeah.
so that was with her, right?
I think she's an incredible person who's helped so many people, and she really had her heart and soul into it. Really did. And I adore her.
Yeah. So
That's
go
what I
ahead.
say about mediums. I want so we don't. So that just triggered that thought. There's a lot of mediums and psychics out there, and some of them are friends and some of them are not. I'm going to say it like this, and they all know this, so it's not something I'm going, I gotta think of it. No. Just because you say you do, and I may not believe in you, that the ability, but I believe in you, the person. That's a huge thing. Remember, everybody out there, believe in the person. You don't have to believe in what they're saying, but what are they trying to deliver? What are they trying to do for you? So, and I know a lot of great mediums that are true mediums or psychics. And then there's a lot of them out there that are hoaxes or profilers or mentalists. They know how to do
Mentalist, I think, is and
Yeah.
the body language.
Yes. I'm a
Yeah.
mentalist. I'm a profiler.
I can do that
one
too.
Criminology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be an aid, not the only thing.
Yeah. Great.
Mm.
So, the entertainment people, again, there's a lot of good people, but okay, back to the original statement.
Right.
Squirrel. Shiny object. Okay, sorry.
Okay. That's me.
I'm with you. With the not. The thing we have to remember, these people are wanting you to give your good money to them to see them. We're talking, I don't know, $7,000 to $12,000 to make an appearance at one of these conventions.
Get out of here.
Okay. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can tell you.
I've been doing this wrong.
I know, right? I'm not
What
going
was
to
I
mention any
thinking
names.
helping people?
One little short dude that's not very young, who's a pudgy little thing that looks like a walking weeble wobble. $14,000 for an appearance. There's two brothers running around right now that want $12,000 to $13,000 an appearance. I'm sorry. First of all, we made you.
We lost track of purpose.
We made them. We watched them. We watched them on TV, which gave them the profile, which gave them the identity. But yet we're going to go to one of these paracons and pay $300 for a picture? Nah, sorry, buddy.
You just reminded me of Steve DeChavy, who's a friend, and he used to go to these things because he had to. And he would get his pictures done and he would give them away. He says, I wouldn't be here if it were not for you watching the show. Exactly. And he would just give away the pictures. And like he was a realist too. He's a retired homicide detective, completely different from paranormal. But I mean, he didn't allow the spotlight to finance his life.
I think that's the problem. What you're saying right there is that it goes to people's heads. Like I have said no to these things for years. I did one, okay, and it was because all the proceeds went to an animal SPCA, an animal charity. So I came in and it was for a friend, and I said, "I'll do it because you're giving your proceeds away." I didn't get paid. I paid my own way. I did everything, and I went and that was to me, my way of helping that charity. But I think people, I don't know what it is. I've seen people lose their freaking minds over it. It's that need to be someone. And I
Coping
don't
too.
understand it because I never looked for it. I'm humbled that it found me. For me, it helped people find me that needed me. And I thought, okay, you know what? That's cool. But so it's easy for me to say, I don't care about it. It was easy for me to walk away from it because I didn't care about it. I cared about the people. I'm humbled by the people and the kids. Don't ask me why kids watching paranormal TV. I'd like to know. Kids would come up to me. Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? And we'd do selfies, and I'd hug them, and it was just like that to me is what it's about. I didn't
Isn't that amazing?
barely make anything doing those shows. Let me tell you what,
Yeah.
it's not a living. Let me tell you at
You know,
all.
that's why I'm happy with my fish tank. That's why I'm happy with what I built, because I built it. I had help, but I built it. I did this from ground zero. The paranormal research team I have, ground zero. From this network that I have, the RNN Rift Nation Network, ground zero, scratch. And then along the way, I built it up. So I'm happy with my fish tank. If somebody wants to come up and take a picture of me, I'm going to go, why do you want a picture of me?
Or
sure, whatever.
I don't say to her kids, though.
No, you're really good with fans, though, Michelle. Like I've been out with her. If you didn't do that charity function, I never would have met you.
That's true, yeah.
Because I'm the one who bid on her.
That's true. She outbid everybody else.
I cut everybody off at their friggin' knees. I don't care. Yeah! I'm really good when it comes to auctions. I am not gonna lie. That is one place I will pat myself on the back. If I want something and I'm on that page, you're not gonna get it.
We're taking her to Vegas. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, I've been kicked out already. Good luck with that.
But I truly understand what you're saying. When you decide that you want to do something just because it's the right thing to do and because you can do good with it, correct me if I'm wrong, but it definitely gives you, it's a different feel, and they succeed and they have longevity because it's legitimate and people know it. Right?
Absolutely. Here's the thing. A lot of people out here right now, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about what we were just discussing on the entertainment side. There's a lot of them that need three things: person, place, or thing. They need one of the three to be something. They cannot be the individual person. They have to get something from somebody, have ownership of something, or be at something.
So sad.
Well, sometimes, it's really rough. It's the easiest way. Sometimes you just, sometimes you have people. I feel for people who are in small towns or areas where they don't have the opportunity, let's say, to even have a ghost tour to get that feeling. So sometimes you live through television or social media. You might friend one of these people that you look up to and you've seen on TV, and that becomes right. And that becomes your your claim to fame. That's what you have. It's like, I know this person. He spoke to me, or he liked up a comment, or I speak to people. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just being friendly. It's just it's just.
I want to acknowledge my friends and the people that I support. I'm not at that point anymore where I'm like, oh, I know this person, this person. That's a long line,
Yeah. Same.
So, oh yeah, I've partied with Jack Kenna. Okay.
I love Jack Kenna. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah,
Jack party. Yeah, Jack party.
That man.
Jack and I filmed together a few times. He's a hoot.
Oh,
yeah.
We danced
He
together.
He was an original host of the Outer Realm here with me.
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yep.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying. Like, you're in this field long enough. You know a lot of people. I know a lot of people from not just the paranormal, from different areas of different fields. And
And that's why I'm thankful for my show.
Yeah.
It's not just paranormal. That's
Everybody
why
knows
it's
you.
everything. Yeah. It's a
Nah.
wide range.
Yeah, they do.
They
You're
know her.
humble, but they know you both. Like
Yeah.
everyone knows who you are. When
they
Michelle
just
said you
know
were
the
coming
hat.
on tonight, well, it's a signature. You know,
It
Michelle's
is.
red hair. I can't
Yeah.
live without red lipstick.
Not anymore.
It
Red
looks
locks
good,
are
though.
gone. Red locks are gone.
Are you done? No.
It's all gone.
I was trying to get Laura
Looks
to
good.
start wearing
Yeah,
that
it's all
top
gone.
hat of hers. That thing's, I love that top hat she has. Yes, her and
Who?
Dave.
Laura Lee?
Laura. Oh, yeah, I love that top hat.
She's a
gonna be
doll.
part of
She's a doll. Yeah.
it. Oh, man. Seriously.
Hey, you're doing
Yeah.
pretty good right now.
I know I was doing good, and I went over. I'm like, top of the hour. Surprise. I know this. Give me a minute.
Okay, we'll drop you out quick. Yeah, okay. No, got rid of the locks, and I know.
Looks good,
Thank
though.
you.
I thought that something was different. I just thought it was your lighting.
Nope, I went copper and black and browns and different things, and
Warm. It looks
because
nice.
I'm around, I really realized it. Thank you. I really realized it being out in October. I guess you got paranormal shows going everywhere. And I was out with my family, and it made one of my sons a little bit uncomfortable because he was with his little guy. And I realized right there, I said, I do not want to stick out like a sore thumb and attract people, because you're near a tourist town, right? I don't want to attract attention to that little man at all. So
No, I understand that part of it.
So I'm just like, nope, I'm good, and that was the end of it.
It's easier
So,
to fly in under the radar when you have more natural colors. Yeah,
always, that's the point.
yeah.
So I went out and I went do
Nobody
it,
can find me.
the beautiful copper locks, I love it, and the funny thing is because I let it fade out so much, went to see them, and he didn't even notice.
Oh, because it's just like, oh,
I
it's just
faded it
grainy.
out so
Yeah.
much that he just thought. So
That's
like,
okay.
perfect.
It looks good. It's
that's
very
what I love it.
warming.
Yeah, it's total different. Yeah, I love it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just made the big decision. People jumped into it. So that's
Think about
that.
all the people that have colored their hair red because of you.
I had a lot of people actually message
What
me
are they gonna
saying,
do
"What
now?"
color is that?" But the color was done for me.
Yeah. What are
So
they going to do
it was
now?
a blend that was done just for me. And I actually had my stylist message just one person. I said, "Can you just give her the formula?" She goes, "You don't mind?" I'm like, "No," but I have to say it weirded me out a little bit because it was happening a lot. And I'm just like, okay.
It's generous on her part to
It
give
was,
that
but-
out. But like any recipe, it's the hand that holds it.
It's exactly
Yeah.
the key because nothing ever came out the same.
Oh,
But
we
again,
can't
as
because
humbling as it is,
Yeah.
it got weird after a while because it was just happening a little too much,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of like, all right, that's just getting
I loved when I went back to black is my color. It is mine. It's what I grew up with. I can show you pictures because people are like, you couldn't possibly have black hair.
No.
But yes, I do, and my dad did. But only he had beautiful gray eyes. But I just loved how under the radar I was. But until I got rid of the Hummer, everyone knew where I was because that thing would just stick out in every parking lot. Oh, were you grocery shopping? Oh, were you at the
I
mall?
put the other car away, it's still put away, and now I just say totally under the radar with everything.
Yeah, now they don't know what I'm driving, so they don't know where I am, and I blend in with my car. So yeah, it's funny when I go somewhere where I have an appointment, like my nails, and I'll run into my friends. They're like, "Oh, it's funny. I didn't see your truck when I walked in. I'm like, I haven't had it for a year."
That's funny.
Who is Jack Hennett? Wow.
Jack is actually Jack and I met on the film or the set of Paranormal Survivor season 2. We also connected up to film Haunted Case Files. And we were going to do another project together, actually. And we had a producer out in New York. This is how the history of the Outer Realm, essentially. He said, I want to see you guys doing more things on camera, actually together, because we never actually did anything together until we did one project in Canada together as well. So we decided what started off as a type of a Q&A sort of thing. We just grew. It grew. And after that, Jack very kindly and humbly said, Michelle, I make a much better guest than I do a host. I went, you're not wrong.
And we love him.
I love you.
We love him.
We do. And
he's really great, Alan. You should look him up.
He's really wonderful. And he's done a lot of other things as well. He's just a really great guy. And if you haven't checked him out, just look on YouTube and see some of the stuff he's done. He's just a really humble guy. He's just,
everybody loves him.
Yeah, he's just wonderful. Yeah. So they were fun to do, but again, it just got to that point where you get to a point where I actually I really enjoyed consulting on them because I was able to film most of season 5 of Survivor and a good chunk of Case Files 2 and Paranormal Nightmare. Was, I think there was only 3 that I didn't submit people to. So I found that was fun, but I really got a little bit tired of being stereotyped as running around saying everything was demonic because, they exist. They absolutely do. But there's a lot of really logical things out there that also are the reason for some of this stuff. And I think we just have to look at a wide range of reasons. So that's not fun either. But, I work with great producers. I make great friends along the way, Jack being one of them. He's just, we still keep in touch. And, he's got a lot going on. So I'm sure if you guys want to reach out to him. Just tell him that the chicks at the Outer Realm sent him or sent you guys over to him.
He's on Facebook.
He'll know.
He's got a new page, but he's there.
Yeah, he is there. So,
yeah.
But, aside from that, I think, just carrying on a little bit to what, Ed was saying is it's very difficult when you have TV shows pounding down the door and researchers now are coming out of the woodwork. I get people who are seasoned and who've been doing this a long time, and they're the ones that should get that attention because they work really hard. They've got a lot of experience. They know what they're looking for. And there's a lot of people who are coming out into the field just because they want to that moment. They want to get that one profile that they can put on television. Well, thank you very much, Tom.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
We think you rock also.
Oh, he's got Lieutenant Dan in his photo. I love it. Lieutenant Dan's his cat. It's more than his cat. He's one of his soulmates, his family. I love him. I love you too, Tom, and I love Donna. Don't get me wrong, but Lieutenant Dan just kind of took my
heart. But yeah, so that's my personal take on it. I'm sure Ed will hit on it when he gets back in. But I think you start doing things for the wrong reasons, and there's so many shows out there. I think, what was it that just came up? One second, I'm going to bring this up. Here's something that I actually just found recently was Zach Bagans has a new show. Okay, he's saying 1 minute. Okay. Zach Bagans, Destinations of the Damned.
Another one?
It's another one where he goes all throughout the world to all these crazy haunted places. I could give him some places. I've been throughout parts of the world to great haunted places. But, I think we were actually 3 days behind them when they were filming in the haunted forest, and we were there. And when I saw the episode, he was pretty distraught. Like he had a major meltdown in there. And I'm thinking, I was having a nap.
He had a meltdown. I wonder if he just, I don't know.
I think he had an experience. It's not the first time I've seen it in the haunted forest. I mean, Destination Unknown at the time were called Destination Unknown. And
I used to watch
then
that.
they went to Expedition X. So they went twice and had really awful experiences. And Zach, I think, is a bit of a magnet. I think like if something's there, it's going to find him. He's just built that. He's got that energy about him. He's attracted to these sort of things, and maybe they actually know it. So, but with that being said, we had a crazy experience in the forest as well. I mean, the things that happened were just,
Intense.
again, ridiculously crazy, but we didn't have anything. At least we were fortunate enough that, we didn't get harmed or, we were very lucky that way. I think he's back. We'll just see what he wants to do if he's able to go. Well, that's the idea. We want you to learn new things and check out our guests. And that's right. Thank you.
I don't teach anyone anything.
You good?
I'm here.
Yeah. Good. Ed? Yeah. Just having a drink. Okay. All right. Good. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Back.
You can work.
It's been long.
It's been a long time.
We were actually just carrying on.
You look great. You haven't aged at all.
We were carrying on the conversation of media and people where you kind of left off. Just a segue in any direction you want.
I got to say this because something she just said. I went straight from brown to white.
Looks good.
No gray.
It looks good.
That was quick. No.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But
so
yeah, we were just talking about, just in general, how people have come out of the woodwork just because there's so many shows out there that are trying to get stories.
Yes.
That the hardworking people are kind of they don't even want to do it.
The trenchers.
Yeah.
I came back, and when I came back in doing the show, let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Reverse that, play that again.
Rewind. Yeah.
Exactly. When I started the Rift, it was the Rift Radio. It was on Blog Talk Radio on a network that I will not say, but Sheila and I said we could do this better without disrespecting the guest, with making them feel at home, with making them feel that they are wanted. It doesn't matter who the guest is, how they act. That's what we're going to do. So we took my show and the name and made the Rift Radio Network. The name changed, as we all know, and it went from the Rift Radio Show to the Orion Effect. I separated the name of my show from the network because it's a paranormal theory. And I was like, it's me. It is Orion. So from there, we moved forward. I took the incentive to create this. So I'm looking at it and going, the paranormal field needs an enema. It needs an enema. So,
folks, here it comes.
I came and the hitman was born. I laid it out for a year on my exact thoughts because I did not care anymore. I did not care.
That was you?
That was me. That was me. I gave it straight. I was like, you like me, you don't like me. Sorry, this is the way it is. This is my view. This is the way things really are. And if y'all can't see it, absolutely paranormal. What up?
As you can see, Kat, he does radio shows. You can reach out.
Kat's on the network.
I'll connect you.
I know Kat.
She's one of our shows.
Yeah.
I know. See, that's the midst of changing. Her and I were in the midst of doing stuff and making our networks in the change. Trust me. So during that change that we're referring to, I was straight talk. I even had a thing that's called open mic in the hell cell. Anything goes, and I will talk to you about anything, and you're not going to back down. I'm not going to back down. Let's talk it straight. Did anybody show? No. Not a single person went in and said, I'll get in there with you. Not a
Wow.
single person.
Wow.
Oh,
All
you're
right.
kidding.
No,
Why do you think?
because it's a thing.
Say it. Say it.
There's a thing called presence.
Yeah.
And people know when somebody knows what they're talking about. Do you really want to get in the ring with that person?
Mm-hmm.
And I had had enough, and my guns were fully loaded. I was ready.
Mm-hmm.
I grew from that to where I
Yes.
am now.
Right.
No anger. I see
Calm,
them
cool, and collective.
like bamboo.
Right.
It never breaks.
Yeah.
But it's rooted deep. So I was like, this is where we are now. I want new people out there. I don't want to see the same faces because they're not making a difference.
Mm.
They're not. I don't.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, when that comes out, I know it's going to be
When did you
good.
become Italian?
There's a lot of things up here, Amelia.
It
Lot of
looks like
people.
your ancestors hit Italy at one time.
It is.
Every aunt I know talk like this.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
When we look at those out there who are collecting items, who are out there that are putting on TV shows, and I heard the name mentioned, and I will not use the
I
name.
know, brand new.
I didn't know there was that many
That's
because I don't watch them. So
There's a lot of
I know.
shows. There's a
Yeah, I
lot
don't
of
watch
good
them
people
anymore.
out doing
There's-
shows, though.
there's
Right.
more in the States than there is in Canada. We get them after the fact. Michelle sees them because she has American television, but I don't. So I don't even know about them.
I don't watch TV much, but I don't
You
watch
get YouTube
paranormal
up.
television anymore.
I thought you were down in Florida for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. Weren't you down in
No,
Florida?
I'd have
for a
been
while?
wiped out in the coast by now.
Yeah, I know.
No, we're almost at the Arctic tundra. We're not far from that. That's
Better
why I'm
you than me.
freezing.
We're in an igloo right now.
No, we're
I
in
don't deal with
southwestern.
the
We're in
cold.
southwest. Don't you see the
Oh.
icicles? We're in
I want to go to
southwestern
Savannah.
Ontario.
I'm not going north.
Right.
We're like a hop, skip, and a jump, and just far enough away from Toronto because I grew
Oh.
up there. So I'm glad to be away. Just saying.
That's okay.
So,
Anyways, no, it's a bad time right now. But anyways, everybody's got their own issues.
Bad
so
time on a lot
let's
of
get
issues.
back.
Yeah.
Let's get back to where. Okay, so yeah, he's got another show out. That's not a surprise because there's always
I've got
a new
it.
one comes out when his goes stale. I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
So
we've been asked, and God bless her soul. Susan Swanback is trying hard. We may be on Roku next year. This network itself is changing. It's going to go more public. It's going to be more eyed. When I left Blog Talk Radio with Sheila, we had 55,000 people.
Talk's
That's
a
all over
hard
the
network
world.
to be on. It's a hard streaming platform.
It is. You had to make it work between live and audio. They were supposed to hook up with iTunes. Then they were supposed to hook up with StreamYard. All failed because the StreamYard would not work proper with theirs and vice versa.
Oh, it was unpredictable.
Very unpredictable.
I know.
And
I was there.
Their service sucked.
That's what I was getting at. We had a lot of problems with them. Yeah.
it's not easy to get it up off the ground. We're fortunate because UPRN is a 25-year-old FM station. We're just a podcast division of that. But it's our audio listeners, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because people are watching us right now, but it's our audio listeners and our international servers that give us the numbers because of that part of the station. And, and you're lucky to millions of people, you know.
You're the oldest, if not the, I think y'all are the oldest standing podcast network right now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else. I think that Joe has the oldest network. That's
I think that's what he was saying. And we're grateful. I mean, and we've grown.
We're all thankful because he was a pioneer. He was.
For sure.
Well, he was there before.
A lot of hard work.
Yes. He was there about
that. I didn't realize it was that long. I know he's been around for like 30 years, hasn't he?
He's been around a lot. He's been in ufology for 30 years, but
Yes.
25, roughly 25. And,
Wow.
like it's grown, I started managing it about a year and a half ago, and we're over 30 shows now.
Yeah.
So, but that's a family though. That's a group of people, which is essentially what you're saying. You're bringing people together because you want camaraderie, you want a family environment, and you want to get good shows of like-minded people.
No. Wait.
Oh my God, I'm going to need something to lower me when we get off the show.
Hold on. There's a reason.
I'm just playing with you. Go ahead.
We'll just rewind.
Rewind, play that again. I want to give people the opportunity. Yes. I want to give people opportunities.
Right.
Because I built this. Now I'm paying it forward. I'm giving you the opportunity. You want to try this podcasting and vidcasting? Look, it took me a year plus just to get Rhonda on air. But I knew
I know how Rhonda feels.
Yeah, see? But I'm good with knowing when I see someone that has the ability and has talent, I can see that. And some of them have gone on to do their own shows that were with us in the past. Some of them have faded out because they're like, I can't take the one thing.
It's not for everybody. It's a commitment.
Yes,
every week.
Commitment. That's why my brother's not on air. My brother said if I could commit, I would do it. Because him and Jean Claire would be awesome. Just to see him and Jean Claire Broda together, oh my God.
That would be to a special that he can do once or twice a month that he can do, or like Michelle does with certain guests. She has pre-records because they can't be here late at night.
See, I thought
because they're overseas.
Yeah, for sure. You know
you
what's
could still
with
air
the
him.
Pre-records, Ed, is that you can put them in places where if you have shows you're coming on who absolutely have to have certain time spots for certain guests, pre-records are good because they're not time restricted with guests.
What is the RNN? Don't be sorry. The RNN is Rift Nation Network. We're a podcast network that can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. We're not doing X. No. But on platforms, kits.
You have to turn the comments off.
Yeah. We are a network of spiritual, paranormal, and supernatural. And we also give, advice. We have shows like Love Shack and Paranormal Out Laws where we really try to educate the public and we talk to them and we give them a chance and opportunity. And again, I do support everybody out there. I do. I want to push those networks and those who support us. That's what it's about too.
Oh, I always tell people, like, feel free to post on any of our pages because I'm not on social media very much. I try to get on here and there, and I try to see something pops up. I try to get on it, but I wish I had more time to do that kind of networking because it's so beneficial. It really, really helps, and you're so supportive of us all, and we thank you for that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I love you guys. That's why I'm here.
I love you. I'm like I was so excited to hear you were coming on, and it was like I never get a chance to talk to you because we're always just on Facebook, like here and there, and it's just an honor.
You know what? Before you go there and say that, don't forget I tried to get you to come to the Rift before you were here. You had a lot going on, and I was like, okay. Timing is everything. It wasn't
on the show as a guest.
No, I was trying to get your own show.
I think I moved to another network at the time, or I was with Bobby. I did take a break, and then someone we all know, Jack Kenna, left. And Michelle's like, "Do you want to come on?" But I was behind the scenes because I had just I had done so much on child trafficking. I was exhausted.
Yeah,
but. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I have a horrible memory. You can ask Michelle. I can't remember yesterday.
It's okay. Timing is everything. You're here where you're supposed to be. See, that's what I was getting at.
Well, I just wanted to meet her. and I got so much more. Yeah.
You win. Yeah.
I-
I'd say you get the prize, but maybe not.
No, I got the
Depends how
prize.
you
She
look at it.
didn't. She didn't get the prize. She got a
I think
headache,
Rhonda
but
feels
I
the
got the
same
prize.
way.
She's like, oh
Rhonda's
God,
like, yeah, yeah.
go away, Bubbles.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Sure. I'm just reading some of this. Like, oh,
Yeah, he
See,
does
this-
have a beautiful soul. You
Sometimes-
really are a huge supporter, Ed. Like,
Yeah.
talk about how the unity thing, because we spoke a little bit
Yeah,
about
let's
this
talk
yesterday.
about that. Yeah. I think it's important. And I've heard some researchers say, and this is kind of sad in a way, there is no paranormal unity.
Okay, that was me.
Was that you in there? No, I mean, I've been hearing this.
I thought it was me.
I've been hearing this actually for years.
Oh,
For years.
I'm gonna explain that. There's parallel unity within the like-minded individuals.
Right.
There are people that do not have the same ideals, integrity, and morals as other groups. So therefore, when that group A, here comes psychology 101, here we go, folks. When we get group A clashes with group B, they do not work. I see this a lot during UFO conventions where there's paranormal people there, vice versa.
I don't understand that because
That's
it all
close,
connects.
exactly.
It all
We didn't
connects.
go there, but yeah,
It all connects.
it does.
It does. If you
And that's
do your
why I'm like,
research, it all
why?
connects.
It does.
I know.
And that's why I'm sitting here now going, you can be the biggest non-nice person. See that, Rhonda? And I will still work with you. I mean, I like you, but I will work with you. And I will be a gentleman. That's one of the things that I have finally learned that lesson from my father and my grandfather. No
Kill
matter
them with
what.
kindness.
Yes, be a gentleman till it's time. See, she's
Well, I'm
there.
not going to be a gentleman, but yeah.
Lady.
Yeah, I ain't no lady.
I
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't no
ain't.
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that.
Oh, no.
I used
No,
to
it's
think
everything.
paranormal was only ghosts. Since investigating and doing the show, I realized that's a lot more. I think
It's
a lot of
everything.
that comes from they
It's
switch
everything.
from supernatural to paranormal, and a lot of that is because of television. They didn't start touching on the rest of the stuff for a while.
I
think.
really finally just started calling it, you'll look in the title, High Strangeness and the
Strangeness.
Paranormal, because it leaves the door open for anything outside the box, anything
Yeah.
outside the realm of normal.
It just means it's
know.
unexplainable. That's why I like the unexplained, like the word unexplained.
William Shatner has it. We
right?
can't just steal it.
He loves us. He's Canadian. He can steal it. You know, he's the easiest person to talk to on X. I'm just saying, he actually answers you.
We should have
gonna
brought
say
him on
this.
when we were at the actually part of a radio like station studio. He won't do
Yeah,
podcasts.
but he was doing
He won't do
something.
podcasts.
He won't do podcasts. He talks to me on X though.
Well, he might talk, but he doesn't do podcasts. He'll tell you right in his head, I don't do podcasts.
That's
I
great.
didn't even look. I wonder, has he ever been on that big show? That big network? That's huge network? I don't want to say it.
No, he has.
He's
I
been
think
on
he
that?
has.
So then he's done a podcast. I mean, give me a break. Let's not go.
Oh, no, on that one. No, he hasn't done any of
Okay,
that.
good. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
CC. Coast to coast. Yeah, coast to coast. No,
Hmm.
I don't believe that he has.
Well, let's
But-
go past him for a second. Let's go
Yes, let's
way
go back.
back when. You're
Yeah.
talking about shows and all that. The show that got me hooked originally was Leonard Nimoy. Speaking of Star Trek.
Oh, I was just going to say it was In
yes.
Search of. That
In
got
Search
me.
of,
In Search
yeah.
of.
Michelle
that
talks
was
about it
the-
all the
The other
time.
one, Scariest Places on Earth.
Real People. Do y'all remember Real People?
I do remember.
No.
I do.
Yep.
was
and
some-
there's another. That's incredible.
That's Incredible was a good one too.
Do I remember that? When was That's Incredible on?
1978 to 1982.
I wouldn't have seen it.
I know,
Yeah.
youngster. I'm just
No,
saying.
I was 10. No, not even. Six. I was 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
All right,
My
It's
niece was a
craziness.
year old because we're 8 years apart. So yeah, I was 9.
Huh,
That's
interesting.
that the one you're looking at? Yeah.
Yeah. Steps in the Batman take. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Am I
wow.
getting it right?
Wonder Woman
Close.
stepped in and made
You're
Batman
close.
her sidekick, and they all ate sushi. Am I getting it
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
So I think there's always something that pulls us in. For me, it was experiences, but from a very young age, rather, I was watching these programs and already had a really good understanding, a very early age, what it was about beyond just the, the spooky stuff.
valid point.
Right.
Valid point. Now,
Mhm.
you're talking about this. Let's just open it a little bit so people can get a little bit more familiarized with me. I said
Okay.
at the beginning of the show, I don't have abilities, but I've been around my family who do. My brother was on a television show, and it was one you just mentioned just a minute ago, the
Okay.
original version. Okay.
Right.
We were in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and it was myself, my brother Kenny, which everybody calls him Robert, my father, and my mother. We're walking down one of the roads, and we look over, and my father and Robert see what looks to be a human diorama, things going on, and they're like, oh, they're putting on a Civil War reenactment inside here, They said it was a man on a bed next to a table. A woman was taking care of him. Looked like she was offering, taking care of him medically.
Right.
Mhm.
We kept on walking. We walked back up the street, and there's a wall, a brick wall where they saw it. Now, a week later, there was a little girl and her father who saw the exact same thing. Except that ended up on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, I
What-
love
The
that show
original.
too.
The original one. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a good
That's very
show.
cool.
This
Yeah.
goes all the way through my childhood of my
Yeah.
brother. We're in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And I wake up 3:00 in the morning in the guest bed. We're at my uncle's house. We're in one guest room. My parents are in another room. They're in another. We wake up, and my brother jolts out of bed, steps on me, and runs out the room. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm looking around. Yes, I see the rocking chair moving. Nah. Get out. Everybody's already communed in the living room. And he's telling them about the story of seeing a soldier standing there looking at us as he wakes up. Clearly sees a soldier. And then looks over, and my great aunt is rocking in the rocking chair. Just checking us out. Watching over us, whatever. I didn't see any of this. Okay, mind you, no. But he did, and he had other ends. Now, we were talking about at the beginning, here's a full circle of the show, sanitariums. Remember?
Yeah.
My brother went to one because he thought he was losing his mind.
Oh, I believe that.
He was
Yeah.
losing his mind.
Yeah.
Come to find out, no, he has abilities. He's blocked it off, and he's trying. He's working with team members like Rhonda and our team, and he's now facing his ability. Power
wow.
to power.
That
to
takes
him.
a lot of courage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him for that.
That's
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage, and he'll find peace in the end too.
we have to take a
Yes.
very quick station and sponsor ID story.
No.
Otherwise, Joe's just like whip cracking.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And I had to eat pizza today, so my lips are stuck together.
That's good. That's good.
And never, I swear, I never pick the right days to have too much salt. It's always show nights, and it's got to stop. Okay, so you are listening to The Outer Realm with Michelle Desrochers and Amelia Pisano, coming to you live from the beautiful city of New Orleans on 107.7 FM radio, as well as on the Gulf Coast on 105.3 FM radio. We're live on Roku TV, Rumble, YouTube, and all of our Facebook group pages, including ours, The Outer Realm. Check us out. Listen to us on Alexa Prime and approximately 250 streaming platforms. All you have to do is go to the platform that you normally use, search United Public Radio Network, and then The Outer Realm, and check out the other great shows that we have as part of our network. They're fantastic. And like I said, you can find them on any streaming platform. And I want to thank Joe Montaldo for taking us in and giving us this opportunity. As we spoke earlier, he's been on here for a long time. Our special guest tonight is our dear friend, and we couldn't wait to have him, is Odell from the Orion Effect.
Sound it out. Use your words.
It's the salt.
Orion.
It's the damn salt.
Salt.
It's like, stop. Stop sticking. Okay. Yes, it's Friday tomorrow.
She's all right.
So huge gratitude. And you guys love us because you're still here. Thank you so much from our very first episode with UPRN. We thank you for your continued support with sponsoring our show. We absolutely love you, and we hope this is a long, ongoing relationship. Thank you. Our fabulous banner and promo media is courtesy of Steve McGinnis, horror illustrator and artist. And Steve also creates, I'm losing it, custom commission pieces and can be found on Facebook. Thank you, Steve. Our intro is courtesy of Dr. Snick, the sonic surgeon, aka Justin Snicker, award-winning composer, vocalist, and musician. You can find his music on Amazon and Bandcamp. Stream him on any platform, especially right now. Best Halloween music out there ever. Find Dr. Snick on Facebook and Instagram. You can purchase his music there, and you can sample his music as well. You can even search him on your stories and add his music to your clips. Lastly, the part where you get scolded. Are you watching this episode right now? Are you listening to us after the live show? Give us a like, please. Subscribe. Smash that notifications button so you never miss a show. And kindly share us with your fiends and family. And help us grow on social media so we can continue bringing you the best in their fields just for you. Don't forget.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. And for those who are on Rumble, I see there's quite a few people watching. We can see your comments come to the soundboard. So if you feel so inclined, feel free. And we'll put up your comments and address any questions. But we thank you for tuning in and listening. And the 200 plus platforms are actually archive sites. Not so much streaming. So they are audio, which again is our strongest point. And there are some video in there, obviously, and all the big ones. So no reason to not check us out. Just saying.
Yeah, you can find them on our Facebook group page as well.
Yes, exactly. So do you have all that written down?
Yes, I do. Can you tell by how many times I stumbled? I'm probably better off just memorizing it.
Well, the Freemason part, that made me chuckle.
Oh my God.
You can tell
so
it's
where were we?
Yeah. Thank God for direction.
Another half hour to go.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to the travelers that are jumping over and tuning in. And
yeah, it's great to see
they're
them.
coming here. That's
that.
unity. That's right. That's unity. Chris Fox Roden. Oh, she is a longtime traveler. 2 years when we started creating this new network. So many others, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate you. You have no idea.
They make the show.
Oh,
they
yeah.
absolutely do. If it wasn't for the audiences, we wouldn't have a show. Why would we be talking to a brick wall?
But it's not the same without the chat. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
I learned so much from our audience. Yeah.
There's some of them.
Good night, David. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, David. I think one of the things that I wanted to jump into is two things. The first paranormal experience, y'all had asked about this, and we went, pow, and I'm like, let's get back to it. My first paranormal experience, and then the major thing that took place with me, so people get familiarized with it that don't know me. My first paranormal experience was, again, with my brother. We were doing a boys' day out. It was 7 of us. We were in our camouflage and doing our thing. going up through the woods on a path. And as we're walking down this path, we know very well, we passed this gentleman, and this gentleman, he had a windbreaker jacket on. He had shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops. And he had blondish brown hair, so dirty blonde. We'll go with that. And as we're passing him, we're still, even though we're in our camouflage now, we're still good guys, 13, 14. We look at him and say, hey, how you doing? Well, this dude's going to look at all of us, we're thinking, oh, what are y'all up to? Doesn't even mind us. He looks at us, and he has this completely blank look on his face. Completely blank. And I'm like, whoa, that dude's high. So we're keep on walking. Up on the hill, we see a tent. It's up to the right through the trees. So we go on to where we're going. We do our thing. About 3 hours later, we come back. We're coming through the same area. We see the tent. The guy is nowhere to be found. Me and Robert go home. We all separate, do our thing. And we start telling our mother about what was going on. And she's like, wait, what? And we explain to her again. My mother goes and gets the newspaper. I don't know how many of y'all know what a newspaper is, but I'm just saying.
I wish they were still around. I love the smell of them too.
We still have them.
They're just not worth reading now.
Yeah, exactly. It's full of junk. But back then they were good.
Yes.
So she pulls it out, and I'm going to say this was 1985. 86, 85, 86. And she reads this article aloud. It says the exact location where we were. A young man had just committed suicide 2 days earlier.
Oh no.
Because he got into a fight with his parents, and he lost his girlfriend.
Oh my.
And then it said what he looked like, the whole nine. Okay, here's the ironic part to this, you guys. Me and Kenny were like, wow, okay, it couldn't have been. We didn't think of it. 2022. Robert and I were looking at each other. We put our coffees down and looked at each other and said, we had an experience together with 7 other guys.
Wow.
That was his and I first encounter that I acknowledged that there was a spirit.
That's
Something
unheard of. Yeah.
That was, that was amazing. And we had connection in 2022 that a lot was opened up, as we talked about at the beginning. Remember the beginning of this? We're all coming full circle. Mm-hmm. Now, the first major event after this, using a divination tool. That's right. If you're still awake, I'm talking about it.
Is it a bad thing? I mean, farmers use them.
It can be. Rhonda and myself and probably 5 other friends were at my brother's house.
Yeah.
And him and his wife were out and about. So that was our hangout spot that night. Yeah. Thank you. I'm telling it. So we're sitting
just staying
there.
On you.
Yep. Divination tool. Which one? The spirit board. The Ouija
board.
board.
I thought you were talking about divining rods.
No, divination tool. And that's what I think Alan was saying. Yeah. Right. Well, this was a Ouija board, witch board, talking board, however you like to speak board. We were all sitting down and we started messing with it. And we're about 15 minutes in. Everybody's like, oh, this, this is ridiculous. This is happening. Then something completely happened. Rhonda and 4 of the other guys jolted out of the house. Just boom, gone. All I remember is focusing on the girl that was across from me. Her name was Samantha. Looking at me, looking at her. She's glowing in a red hue. Her aura is red. I could see her aura. Yeah.
Wow.
The patchlet started to move by itself on the board. And I'm going, what in the world? At that moment, I could hear her talking. And she said the same. It broke. We broke connection. Holy crap, blah, blah, blah. We walked out of the house like totally stoned. What was that? That was crazy. Everybody else is freaking out down at the house. Nobody knows to this day what happened. I don't even know fully. Samantha, bless her soul, refuses to talk about anything like that or the situation. In fact, she's on medication now.
Oh, that's hard.
The next night, I wrecked my car at 120 miles per hour into 4 trees coming from Rhonda's house.
Mm.
Was there something to this? Was there something to that? There's linkage. I connected to it, but some people say yes, and some people say no. Those were the two major focal points in my youth. And then there's other things that took place afterwards. But I did have major stuff.
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences at all.
You're right back.
Of course. Do not believe in coincidences. I believe that anything is a possibility. Go. Yeah, whistleblower.
Still frightens a lot of people.
Yeah. But no, I think with that being said too, anything can catch you off guard. I believe that, like I said, I believe in synchronicity. Sometimes you just have things that all line up in a row and it just lines up just the right way. Planets line up a certain way. Then you get crazy messages coming through. Time slips, all that things just have a way of presenting themselves. And I think these things are more connected than we seem to think. I think it's easier to put it off as, no, it's not connected. Because it's hard to get your head around. How do you get your head around some of that stuff? November 13th.
The hearing.
UAP hearing November 13th, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp. Oh, no,
they moved it from November 13th to what? Did they reschedule, or did they just say they're rescheduling and they'll let everyone know? Isn't that amazing? Because it's only 10, 11 days after the election. So
that will be
apparently things are set to come before congressional. Oh. Wow.
Well, that'll be interesting. You'll have to keep us posted next week when we get back.
Yes, Michael. I still say UFO. I'm not gonna lie. No such thing as a coincidence. I have found past few years, more so it seems. Sundragon. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. I love that name. Ethereal Encounters. I just love it.
Yes, that is Carol Ann. And she is on
name.
Thursday nights at 5 p.m. And then, of course, we've got Paranormal Heart that's on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. That is all Eastern. So there we go. UFOs. I know those are for us old-fashioned people.
I still say it. I think it's because I heard Hillary Clinton correct somebody and I can't stand her. So I think that's why.
Yeah, we don't do that either, but this is
we're not. It just happens to be politics. It's the congressional.
Yeah, we don't do that, but it's a little bit different with
it's not political
UFOs and disclosure, because that's what we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
However, for those of you who fancy the politics, get on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. News on the flip side, and you can talk about all the politics you want to with Joe Montaldo and his co-hosts that. Brings on
no
guest
issues talking politics.
I know. Yeah, I have no interest in that at all.
I think it's a good way of scaring people.
You don't ever hear me do it. You don't ever hear me do it. I'm waiting for open contact. Should be interesting. I agree, and I think it's happened in some cases, but
we just don't know.
I don't think you're going to.
Constellation. I
don't know that you're going to get it that easily. You ready to go? Okay, here we go. And back. All right.
You haven't aged a bit.
Damn
it! Time slip.
Yeah. We can get into that. That's a rabbit hole if you want to. No.
I like talking about
whatever you want.
We only have 15 minutes, not even though. It's getting up to the top of the hour. But no, I'm glad
I was able to get those 2 parts in at the end of the show. Because sometimes you have to know the grounding and where somebody comes from to understand them. So to explain to people, I didn't have like that experience like everybody did when they were a kid. Mine came in later life, but I was classically trained by my parents in the field. and then excited to have my first. I was waiting till I was 14 years old to have my first experience. Finally!
Wait, let's clarify.
But at least you had it. At least you had it. I think it's great,
And now look what I've done
So,
with it.
but now look at you now. I mean, you're making and paving the way and making space for all of these up and coming people to come forward and talk about, all of their experiences and bringing on people who want to share their experience. And I think that's important. I think there needs to be safe platforms for people who want to come and share their research and share their stories without uncorrupted, like television corrupts you or corrupts the stories.
We need more of these podcasts because more and more people are going, I can talk about this? Sure. Get in here. Talk with us. Let us know about your experiences, what you believe. What's your opinion? What is your opinion? It's allowed. As long as you don't disrespect the guest or the host, bring it on. Let's do this.
Exactly.
Especially Gen X.
I think it's important because so many people grew up conditioned to, like we were talking about this last night with Carrie Lynn and Laura Lee. It was just, don't talk about that. It wasn't an accepted thing, because it was still fairly new, even in television, things like that.
That's why we were the weird family.
You're not wrong. I know, same. But I embrace my weirdness, darn it. But now we're in an age where some of these people are still coming. They're our age, and now trying to convince people, no, you can actually talk about it. It's not going to look frowned upon. You're going to be among people who understand and who may give you some insight. It's just why, people who like ghost tours. Certain ghost tours, for example, is just a place where you can get together safely in a either confined environment or a controlled environment, safely with other people who are there trying to have the same experience as you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Because
I'll tell you something. It beats having people go out on their own, get into cemeteries, because it's a cemetery doesn't mean it's haunted. So this abandoned house doesn't mean it's haunted, but it could be dangerous.
Yes. And that's the other thing I was saying that I wanted to say earlier about divination tools. Yes, people are like, the witch board or the Ouija board or ching somewhere else. But actually, sorry about that, but it's a tool, just like hand tools. Anything can be dangerous if it's used wrong. And when it comes to, when it comes to people and getting people to talk, I want to bring this out because this is something I said about 2 years ago, and I'm going to say it again. It is ironic, but a blessing in disguise of what I'm doing, because the people in my past that went to middle school with me, that went to the military academy with me, that went to high school with me, a lot of them who thought I was Coco for Cuckoo Puffs or a little strange or weird, a lot of them are now friends with me and have come to talk to me because now they want to know, or they had the experiences, or oh my God, really? So this is what it was all about.
Don't you love that? I went to high school with him. Posts comments on your posts.
Is it funny how they never want to talk about it? But because I had friends like that too, but yet they were the kids on the Friday night. Everybody, let's just have a seance. And I'd be like, what's wrong with you guys?
I didn't have those friends. I'm a weirdo's weirdo.
But they didn't want to talk about it. Like they
don't
just
fit in.
They just didn't want to talk about it. Some people don't want to talk about it, but they want to still be closet seekers. They still want to experience. Yeah. Us weird kids didn't care about stuff like that, but the normal kids.
Bring it on. I'll teach you. I'm all about it. I'll teach you whatever you got. No. Yeah.
What I relate to on television is the niece on the Munsters. I feel like I don't fit.
They were my TV family.
I
The
love
Munsters.
I love the Munsters. I know
Yeah.
it's your ringtone. I love the Munsters, and I love nobody like that music, right? That theme song. Dun, 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 dun. But anyways, I've always felt like her. Like I've always been in. The only time I ever felt accepted was when I met Michelle. I've always worked crime, so it's been no validation. They can't tell you anything. Lots of NDAs, and I don't really fit into the paranormal side because I might have the abilities, but I've never even gone on an investigation in a haunted house. Everything that's happened to me is just happened.
Shame on you.
So it's not a thing for me. Like I love crime and I love serial killers and everything. And I do love to help people. I love to help people, but I don't need to be on an investigation to have an experience. That's just part of my life. But I do feel like the niece because I don't fit into that whole thing. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I never felt
it's different for everybody. You know, you have an opportunity to fit in. You have to decide whether you want to take it or not. It's just,
but
it's not for everybody.
You accept me.
That's because we love you.
You accept me.
You just,
I think there's a lot of people out there like that.
We're all crazy.
No, I think there's
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm the crazy one in the family, but I think it's just, you know, the way I was raised was different. Like we didn't talk about it.
Well, that's the other thing. I was raised completely different than everybody else. I cannot sit there and go, I understand. When my dad was sitting there going, well, let's look at the definition of the possibilities that thereof, and could that then been a spirit, an alien, blah, blah, blah. Where I got my mother going, it's okay. They're just here to visit you and comfort you because they are your guides. They're your spirits. So get two aims.
It is. It's two different angles.
Yeah. And everybody else's parents are going, shh, that's voodoo. Don't talk about it. That's bad stuff.
Oh.
No, it's against the
I didn't have that. I was glad. My mom was really open. My dad was like, house is settling. So just like, what? The house is settling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But you know, I like where it's going. I think that there are people out there right now, I think, who want real answers. Not everybody is hell bent on, you know, what's happening on television anymore. I think that there's some good shows, and I think there's some others. You still gonna have your people who want that thrill factor because maybe it's the only way they're going to get it. Maybe they want to see what the latest piece of equipment is. Who knows what the reasons are? But I think that people they want a little bit more now, and I think maybe that they're getting a little bit more from radio shows and podcasts because you're talking. Right, you see somebody on television and you get to come on to one of these shows and spend 2 hours with them.
And look at all of the celebrities that have podcasts now.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Like, you know, it's good when Hollywood sticks their nose in it, right?
Yeah.
Howie Mandel.
Right.
Oh, I can't listen to him.
I know.
Sorry, Howie. My brother knows his family. I can't.
Right. That's just it. Everything comes around full circle, and everybody has an interest. How many celebrities now are coming forward saying, yes, I had an experience. Yes, I had an experience. Sure, like it's all out there. And I think we're living in an age of, I always say, evolution, becoming aware and becoming open to it. We're getting onto a different vibe.
Well, to answer something that was said earlier about the public investigations, I do like public investigations because it gives me an opportunity to teach and to mentor others.
That's
so fantastic.
I love
that part I do like.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be sitting there and going, this is an investigation. In my mind, going, that's not going to happen. I know what the factors are going to be. Right. But I can guide these people and let them have their experiences as a mentor and a guide in the field and teach them and what their experience is. That's why I love it. And that's why, you know, sometimes I do public events. I'm there to help. I'm their guide. I'm also there to watch over them just in case something does hit the fan. Look, I did it again, Rhonda. I didn't say it.
Rhonda, you still up?
You could say that word.
Chime in. I know.
You could say that word. And I think you're fabulous. I would come to an investigation.
I love it.
I love to learn.
And I love to teach.
Yeah, see, I love to learn. I like to get as much as I can.
But we're at the top of the hour
Da,
already.
da, da.
Dun, dun, dun. We'll have to do
That's
it again.
Michelle's
Rachel.
line.
We're booking it. We're actually right.
Really? You spoke too soon, Rhonda. You gotta have Rhonda on with you. Then
We're
we'll see
looking
how you
into
behave.
like February, but we can always definitely
Oh,
do it again
I'll be back.
because you will.
Part two.
You
We're
will.
Canadian. Part
Yeah,
two.
we'll definitely pick up where we left off and maybe get into. I love talking about time slips and all kinds of crazy stuff,
girlfriend,
power spots, and
we
Bam,
can
bam,
go
bam.
down those holes. I
I
love
like
You
it.
rabbit
need to be
holes.
on an open mic if you
I
love
like
to
it.
teach. Yeah.
I really
I
like
do.
it. So, how to find you? How to find you? When's the show? Tell everybody.
The Orion Effect. See, I said it right.
Yeah! Okay. You can find us at the Rift Nation Network, myself and Rhonda, the hostess of the show, which is the Orion Effect on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all major platforms. We also have other shows other than just the Orion Effect, but that is our show. Our show is a variety show where we talk to authors, people of the paranormal, supernatural, and the spiritual. The show is based off of the universe's effect on humans and how we as humans affect the universe and the energy around us. So everything's open to go at it. You can find me on Facebook at Ed Odell. You'll see the Hitman or RNN. And that is actually pretty much, some of you may find me on YouTube at Howie Odell, but that's not the paranormal side. But if you want to follow me there, go right ahead. But please follow me and all of us at the Rift Nation Network, especially on YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe, follow up. You'll love Susan, Keith Ottersberg.
I know him.
Keith is amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
Joni Skinner. Wow, what a minute. We have a new hostess now. Kristen Coleman has joined us. Marcy.
Nice.
We have a great group of people. We only got about 4 or 5 shows, but got to put in our promotional director. That's Renee Cody. It is a family unit with zero drama, and we all work together to try to give the best we can. And if the show ain't right, we fix it. We don't just sit there and go, oh, let it keep running. No, pull back. What can we make different? And we're always looking for new shows too. So if you got the inkling and the itch and you think you can do a show, give us a holler. We'll give you a chance. It's free. I'll pay for it right out of my pocket every month. And I'm more than happy to, because I get back from you guys when I'm putting out. So check us out there.
It's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's great. And I will be in touch with you, and we will set up another date for 2025, because we're looking into like February. So it's a bit of a hike, but right, you know the deal, right? So right.
I got to rustle up a deal for her.
Right.
I don't know how you're going to do it a second time. Like, that's a lot for you. You're going to have a hard time. Me again?
You have no idea. Girlfriend. Hey, wait a minute. I'm blushing.
I got a fan in here.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to sign us off. So thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Outer Realm tonight. Big thank you to our very special guest, Ed Odell. And thank you all of you in chat. You just make it that much more special. We love you. Thank you to everybody who's coming over from Ed's camp and checking us out. We appreciate you all very, very much. Next week, guys, we're bringing back Laura DiDio for part 2 of the Amityville Horror. Laura was the, main journalist who was brought in very early days by her network to cover the Amityville Horror, the murders, everything. And boy, does she have some stories to tell in part 1. So much so, in fact, that we are continuing a part 2. And this is her second round of it because she was with us really early days. And we've grown so much that we like to share a lot of our guests a second time around just to get the stories out for all of you who are new to the show. And then Thursday night, Halloween night is going to be awesome because normally we were going to do an open mic, but we're bringing back Wayne Mallows because we're sitting at the table the other day and he's like going on about all these bloody stories from work. And I'm like, where do all these stories come from? Why am I only hearing about this now? So we're going to have some spooky tales and haunted tales and real life haunted tales. And I know we've had a lot of people messaging again saying they wanted to hear more about the Manor House. So we were always having stuff going on there. So Wayne even more so because I just loved him. So we're just going to have a lot of fun. It'll be another laid back evening. So again, big thank you to Folgers Coffee for sponsoring tonight's show, every night show. Big thank you to Justin Snicker. Big thank you to Steve McGinnis. We appreciate you all very much. And have a great weekend. Stay safe. And we will see you next week.
May virtue be yours.
Excellent. Good night, everybody.